And we are back. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Flatterday. And this is Supersonic Flatterday, and it's going to be very epic indeed. So good to see you all and everybody waiting. Thanks for being here. Let me just check my comms in order. And we'll be underway. Tonight, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Later on will be a whole lot of fun. It's been a busy time. Just give me a momento. Fantasticus. So, been a busy bunny, shows and stuff, as you know. If some of you, hi Romanian Bear, hi Scott, hi Hippie Shake, hi everybody. Thanks for being here. Wiggly, squiggly, flat thumbs to infinity thrice or ever. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun later on. Okay, it's going to be good. And we're going to get wise. We're going to get wise. We're going to get smart. We're going to get superhuman in this post. But today, this is going to mess your head up. It's messed mine up. I just can't believe I missed this. Maybe I should have, with my detective skills, gone into aircraft investigation. I'm smashing it. Oh my God, this story absolutely reeks. NASA are all over it. And when I explain it to you, in a way I'll explain it to you, you're going to be like, uh-oh. Yeah, I'm really thinking towards, you know, the supersonic era being ended in the same sort of vein as the Hindenburg ending airships. I think that the whole world was meant to go supersonic, but it was going to shrink the world, the times and everything else in favor of these newfangled designs. So we're going to go into that. Now, I'm thinking about Concords because I've had an infinity with it, really. I've loved Concord. I used to see it go over, and you can keep your watch by this. It used to come over my head 11 minutes past 11 every morning. I know, what's the chances? And then 6 minutes past 7 in the evening, because it was 2 a day. But it never used to do Mach 2 or the sonic boom over Cardiff, because they say it smashes windows, etc. But I'm not sure if that's actually the case, because, you know, they do like supersonic Mach 2 testing in the Welsh valleys and doesn't seem to have a problem with the farmers or anything. Anyway, I seen it in a field taking off from Cardiff Airport. I must have been, I don't know, 150 foot away from it. It was screaming loud. I can't tell you how loud it was, but it occurred to me how small it actually was. The bit in the middle is super skinny. 2 seats either side, 100 people max. So I went into it, you know, looking into Concord and the story, and then I find that in the official narrative, apparently, it crashed into a hotel, killing everyone on board and a load of people on the ground. See, that's just me. If you go through my community message this week, where I ask you guys what you think about this subject, it is a proper mixed bag. I would say 50-50. Some people say, yeah, I remember that going down. Others saying, no, I don't recall anything about that. Do you remember the Russian Concorde crashing in a Paris air show in 1973? No, neither do I. So this aircraft disaster, it is nuts. It is nuts. When I show it to you, it's just mental. So I have no memory. Does that mean that I can't remember it because I was busy? Well, no, because I remember when it happened. I was sat in my friend's Paul's car, and it came across the radio saying that it busted a tire. There was some junk on the runway, and it's been grounded. And then no crash. I can't remember no crash. I'm sure that would have seared into my fucking consciousness. And then sometime later, they said the Concorde was going to be retired because of the cost. It was like £10,000 a ticket and fuel issues. Listen, these wings are like that. And you want to see the fuel consumption, it blow your mind to say how much fuel they're putting in them little skinny fucking wings. This is free energy. And I'm going to make some proposals, okay, guys, along the way. And I'll make my conclusions towards the end. I really do think that there's some form of free energy going on with these. And they had to go. The narrative is insane. It's a bit like, you know, when you get like swapped alien technology, you know, somebody spoke in my comments, or actually in a show that I was in last night, Rise Above, which was a really awesome show, by the way, guys. You may want to check that out. There was somebody in his comments said, please cover Concord. I thought, oh, synchronicity. I was anyway. And he just proposed this. His name's Jack Spratt, and he said, was Concord built hundreds of years ago? Well, that seems weird. And they found it in some mountain somewhere or other. And I thought, well, after resets, you know, everything is just, you know, repurposed. And I was thinking, well, maybe that, you know, because like Vimanas apparently have been found in caves in Afghanistan. So they say in some narratives. So the powers that should not be had options for jet planes in the early days. They had 100 airframes for the airlines of the world, but then they unrolled another 250 designs. In the 1970s, Russia was given a backstage pass to clone Concorde, but for export purposes, apparently to be a mail plane, really weirdly, but they couldn't get it up. I'll show you. The Russians were apparently begging for Western aid with their Concordski. I'm not making jokes. That's actually what they called it. Concordski, and I can't get it up. Now, I find it fascinating that in the 70s, the Russians are begging France and Britain to share their goodies with them, and Britain are constantly, and the Anglo-French partnership is refusing to give them any help in the matter because they keep crashing it all the time. Weren't the Russians supposed to have had Sputnik up? Weren't they supposed to have sent Yuri Gagarin up into Spaceville? How are they sending rockets into space when they can't get a supersonic fucking plane together in the 1970s? It's a bit like a continuity error there if it was a movie, I'm just saying. So they just couldn't get it up. They kept crashing. They had, apparently, as I said, an aircraft show. The photographs are insane. You're going to have to wonder about these. Anyway, Russia broke its cover. It brought out a TUI-44. Okay, but this guy suggests they blew it out of the sky. I can't really say anything about that. I could go into all sorts of aircraft disasters, couldn't I? Lockerbie would be one, but I think that would be a bit touchy, don't you? But this one, it stings. It stinks. So I'm going to fly through. So I've been busy. I've just been over. If you haven't seen, are you Adam Cook? Are you Ray Mudflood? Boston Ray Mudflood in the house? Manny Truth Seekers in the house? I was over on Jason Archaic's show. I did a presentation earlier. It was fantastic. A couple of thousand in chat. Hopefully some of you are over here. Welcome to Flat Earth British. We do things a little bit differently over here. Later on, we're going to cure Kay, because give Kay some loves. She fucked her back up or something. Moving carpets, classic mistake, especially with, like, if you've got any dust allergies. In fact, me messing with carpets like lands me in like Miserablesville for days. Can't go near that dusty shit. Jar Soldier Mel is in the house as well. I was going to send you actual link, but you found it anyway. But it is flat a day, and this is my sort of time slot. D is in the house. Huh. I thought you had like a Brian Stavely sort of avatar there, look like. And everybody that has joined, some of you, hi Joy, some of you have joined for the first time. There's Linda, who is Garden Goddess, and lovely Dimples, who is our Mary Ann, and all of the gang in the house. Okay, so because I've been so busy, last night I did a 3-hour presentation on Rise Above, and then tonight on Jason's show. Both were absolutely awesome. Totally enjoyed that. Hugh, I love you, dudes, man. There's not many people in this world that make me laugh, like properly laugh. Maybe Jimmy Carr, or a couple of other comics, but you make me laugh, which is unusual. So, but they are all, I don't know where you get jokes from, but I hope you think them up, because they are total genius and they're always really good. Mr. Razda in the house, bringing the vibes. Irie vibes around the house. Much love to you. Wiggly Flat Thumbs, and there's Arvidas. So yeah, Fearless Vic's in the house, Linda Weller's in the house, and Kay, and Pamela Swanage, who's been woohooing. Thanks for all the linking up and the support in over in the other shows, Pamela. And there's our lovely India Wilson and Johnny Wick. Hey up, Chuck, and you two. Happy Marticus Day. Okay, we're going to have some fun later on. Okay, it won't be too dirty. I'm not allowed to do things like that anymore. Aircraft investigations, Martin Liga style, both. But this is going to tie into ancient technologies. Trust me, let's fucking read it first. This thing is just a crazy technology. We're going to go and cover a little bit later on the age of flight. Now, they're giving us a fake narrative for, again, NASA all over it. The Kitty Hawk, which was commemorated by NASA and its maiden flight, the first biplane flight in history, apparently. But they don't actually say mono-wing plane, do they? So I'm wondering if further back in time, they had some super fantastic tech. We're going to have a look anyway, because this is a super slick, super fantastic plane, the Concorde. But as I said, I seen one quite recently in an airport, Bristol Airport, Filton. And there's some guy who flew Concords 100 times or something. And he said the one that's in Filton is mint. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just laying there. And you've got to ask your question, the question is crossing the Atlantic in what, 2.5, 3 hours? It's cutting off like 6 hours flight time. It's cutting the world, and you can't fly her over land because apparently the sonic boom shatters windows. I've heard the sonic boom maybe 100 times. And I don't remember any window breakage going down either. I'm just saying. It's not like that Russian comet thing that broke windows. We're talking Concord here, which is a superb bit of technology. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. So yeah, here we go. The age of supersonic flight was ended with this disaster, much like the Hindenburg, but the crash site, which again I don't remember, seems woefully small. This Delta Wind plane is the same sort of design as the Vulcan bomber, but on a much smaller scale. It's got 4 Rolls-Royce engines, and they are like super engines. And they're saying that they keep all of the fuel in these skinny little fucking wings. And apparently, a plane took off to Houston on this same runway, and a bit of metal came off, and then this, which has these tires, which have to hold loads of tonnage because apparently the fuel is so goddamn heavy, goes over said stuff on the track, and then a bit of rubber this is what they're saying, a bit of rubber bursts a fuel tank. Actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that when you watch their official version. They reckon it pinged the tank and the fluid itself, sort of juggled around in the tank, and it found the weakest part of the tank, some sort of fault, and then it burst out, ignited, causing that. It went a little bit further, but the pilot had to get it up, and then it crashes apparently into some hotel. Okay. This is the crash site. This is the nose. Now, apparently, they can't take off with the nose down because the pilots can't see the runway. So they have to lower the nose whilst taking off, and then they put it back up. Apparently, when the plane's doing Mach 2, twice the speed of a bullet, when it's doing Mach 2, apparently the plane stretches a couple of inches, and they have to account for that as well. I wonder how they manage that. It flies or roofs at 60,000 feet. And it looks like this. So I'm wondering, this white plane, I know it's supposed to be incinerated. If he's looking for the black box, this dude, yeah, I think I just found it. I think I just found the black box. And the very confusing state of affairs that went on with the narrative of the crash as well. So here's one of these Rolls-Royce, miraculous Rolls-Royce engines that'll take you up to twice the speed of a bullet. But they were in a square sort of boxing, but the square sort of boxing, I can't see that there at all. You can see some clothes of people out with the luggage, I'm guessing, but maybe that's an arm. No, it's not. Yeah, everybody then, no, it's no mistake that all of these people were rich as fuck. It was 10 grand a ticket for a return flight. Yeah. San Francisco Examiner, Concord crash kills 113. That's an interesting little number. They come to that calculation, isn't it? Especially what we know about, you know, what they get up to with their satanic craft. You telling me that is the fuselage of Concorde when it crashed? Where is the hotel that it hit and killed 4 people on the ground, including the pilots, the cabin crew, and 100 passengers? It looks like it's skinny ass fiberglass. It looks like they've just put it there. This thing was supposed to be, you know, a fireball. Where is the plane? So when I first seen this crash site, the first thing that ran in my mind is the Pentagon. You know, the whole fucking wing got a tiny little fucking gap in it there, and they saying there's a big plane's gone through the gap. Well, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing nowhere for the plane to actually be. And where's all the explosion? You know, you get all of that. Cool. Let me just give you an idea. It uses, I will quote this again, but it uses 26,000 litres an hour. That's 6,000 gallons every hour of fuel. And they're telling us they keep it all in these skinny ass wings. Okay, there's the crash site. The hotel's up by here, so I don't know why they're saying it hit a hotel. So it's just missed a motorway. It's come down by here, and it seems a really small crash site. So yeah, that ends it. So there's the crash site, there's the hotel. So it didn't exactly hit a hotel, did it? It hit whatever was next door to it. So there's a bit of a misnomer. And the crash site looks like it's just squared off in one field. It's like it didn't go anywhere else, just by here, scorched over by there a bit. Something not right about that at all. So there's this. Anglo-French relations have always been strained. Although we love our neighbours and they love us, and we'll go and help them in World War II, except when Churchill is bombing the Vichy French Navy in Marseille, killing thousands of them in World War II. We'll overlook that. All the endless bombs we dropped on, say, Dunkirk and all the other French cities to help them in World War II and World War I. Maybe they just saw about that. I don't know what the problem is. I think it goes back to Trafalgar, doesn't it? And Napoleonsky. So there's that. But apparently, when it comes down to certain things, like the Channel Tunnel, which I've already proposed was already there, they got a partnership together for hypersonic or supersonic flight and Concords. And France and England have got this clone, they've developed it and shared it together. Or is it the case that they reverse engineered it together and they managed to get this unbelievable plane? Now, I've seen this. This is the V2 bomber, the Balkan bomber, excuse me. It was apparently going to deliver nuclear bombs on Russia back in the day. Now, I've seen this. I've been up close to this. It was in Briddenthorpe near Leicester. I went there about a decade ago. And it was huge. It was absolutely massive. I've never seen it take off. I've seen it where it is there outside the hangar. And there was another one in the hangar. And this thing, you know, went at the highest roofing plane, apparently, at 72,000 feet, except for the V2 spy plane. This was it. This was going to drop bombs. But it's been grounded, and that was capable of same sort of scram technology, if that's indeed what they're using. But it's all going to go drones anyways. You know, we're probably just all going to climb in a drone. As you can see, Jesus Christ knew this early when he got into droning, and he's really, really good, as the disciples found out. And he can spy on the Romans. This is the film Aeroplane. Have you ever seen Grown Man Naked? Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. I'm not sure what there's a reason. I want to know what the reason. Why is the reason they call it a cockpit? Huh? There must be a reason for it, guys. Who knows what's going on behind that door? Yeah. There it is. So there's a big link between NASA. I'm a flat earther. I'm sorry. Anything with a big NASA smudge on it is like Billy Bullshit. Billy Bullshit on toast. So here it is. British Airways Concorde. Skinny little fucking thing. Pencil thin wings. And then you've got the last space shuttle flight. And they stick it on the back of a Boeing and then fly her all over America. Now, there's a really weird similarity going on here, because you got the development of Concorde going on by the British and the French, and then it's going for like 10, 15 years, and then it's taken out because it's so brilliant. Best thing we got in aeronautics. And they, at the same time, or maybe a little while later in the 1980s, but they say because of the Challenger, everybody's fine. Nobody got killed, as you know. This balloon, or whatever this is, the space shuttle, is grounded as well. The Russians, they can't get technology together because they can't get their plane up, the Concordski, and they also build a space shuttle, and they can't get their space shuttle up either. And now it's rotting away in the Baikonur in Russian, Kazakhstan, places, wherever, as you can find on YouTube. So there's a lot of arguments. Somebody was shouting at me in Facebook the other day about, oh, bloody hell, they all keep doing this. And I go, if I can go like that, my security. Somebody was saying, yeah, they do have tankers. It's up in the air about 3 hours, Concord. So we would need 6,000, 12,000, up to 20,000 gallons of fuel. That's you get about 6,000 gallons in a tanker, so you're going to need 4 tankers full of fuel in them skinny little ass wings. Okay, well, I've seen this, the aeronautics. I've seen when they put the spoilers down and you look inside where all of these freaking tanks of fuel are supposed to be, and all I've seen is this. I've seen just pipes and wires and aeronautics, and thought, I wonder where the petrol tanks go. Maybe they're underneath. Yeah, according to them, the Airbus, which I've been on several times, I think is a beast. According to the Airbus specifications, each wing holds 38,500 gallons. And a jet refueler has 10,000 gallon capacity, is a biggie. So which means each wing holds that much fuel in it. Maybe they're quantum wings. Maybe they're like the TARDIS, a lot bigger on the inside. We'll just go for that. These wings here were built in Toulouse, and then they bring them up to Braunton in Wales to be fitted on the A380. It's just craziness. I was built in all different places. Deployment of planes. Okay, so they were doing this in the past. They were deploying planes from the bottom of your Zeppelin biplanes. Biplanes are incredible. They went on for a while. We're going to show you later on how they jumped from 1903, the Wright brothers, apparent happening, which I doubt very much, as I will show you why, to a rotary engine on the front of a biplane only 6 years later. And in the war, only 10 years later. I don't know. Make your own minds up. So, airline staff, this is where it was at in the past. I'm wondering if this airline lady really needs to feel the crimps in her tiny little mini skirt, because she's getting rather close there. That's nothing to do with anything, I know. What are they doing up there? Oh, well, they're the gliders. They glide in and then they crash. They're made of wood. Looks jolly unsafe. So she want to make her mind up, because apparently in World War II, she was off driving ambulances, but when she get days off, she go and watch the RAF and these gliders, head of Operation Market Garden, which is doomed to failure. Have you seen the coppers in the past on their balloons? Apparently, for some reason, this copper feels the need to strangle this poor lady. See how he's getting around his balloon and this rotor? Sweet. What she done wrong is difficult to know. She's got twins, or maybe it's one person with 2 heads. Also difficult to tell in this era. So it's loud. It's screaming loud, this Concorde. Here it is, coming into land of Mallorca. And it's got specific technology, which we'll look into in a minute. So here it is on a GoPro lens, because you can see the plane is like sort of bent, same as the horizon, because it's a GoPro fisheye lens. because there is no curvature. And we're going into some aircraft in the past. I think airplanes were definitely around in the past. I'm going to show some examples. This is good, isn't it? Look at the name. Doobie. I'm from Ely. Some people here like Doobs. So Doobie, like the Doobie Brothers. So how did it go up? I'm not quite sure. It had 4 propellers and this extended back bit, but this goes back. It's somewhere between a balloon and a plane, I would surmise. But jolly old, what? And is this really what the elephant-faced god Ganesh or whatever really was? They have breathing apparatus on, and they're riding Mach 2 scramjets, which they practice in Wales. People go on YouTube and they show these planes going down the Welsh valleys, and they get like 1 million views. I should get a camera and go and fucking do it. Anyway, Wright brothers, there it is, the Kitty Hawk, NASA's favorite little piece of shit. It's in a museum now, Smithsonian, I guess, along with the dino knots. So the Springfields, and I showed this earlier on Jason's, there's no shadow of said plane, okay? And nobody actually gives a flying fuck. This guy here, he's walking along, nobody's even looking up. And the horses, they're not stirring, because you wouldn't really fly that low to where telegraph wires are, because, you know, you could hit them and die, couldn't you? So that is not happening. That Wright brothers is a fake narrative written in. Flight was much, much earlier, guys, much earlier. And this is apparently their first flight. So dig, they're in the middle of a field. They got all these camera crews here, right? And there's somebody with a movie camera in 1903. A movie camera in 1903 filming this. So I dig, oh yeah, the first flight in history. Let's get a movie camera to the middle of this fucking field in 1903. Everyone's on horse and cart. They're dressed like Victorians. Look at them. Top hat and tails. That's the world. Makes 0 sense, guys. And they're faking the footage. Convenient, isn't it? 1903, and they got a bit of footage of the Wright brothers. So, yeah, there's a guy hanging around in the middle of a field taking HD crisp shots, okay, 1903, with, I thought there was supposed to be an exposure problem when things ghosted if they're moving. Well, this doesn't seem to be an issue in this photograph whatsoever. There it is on the move with the Wright brothers, or the wrong brothers. Whatever, they got a little motor, and they don't go too far in it. It's not like they're covering continents in the thing. Okay. Roosevelt and Arch in St. Louis, 2 separate pilots, okay, in a biplane as well. Not the Wright brothers. There's also pilots in France earlier than the Wright brothers. Okay, I think this is just the official narrative taking it away from everyone. There's one of those Avro Rolls-Royce engines out of Concords on that crash site. There's something up with that, because where's the white casing coming that you see on Concords? There's these big, massive, fuck-off white wings, isn't there? Where are they? And where's that white casing that goes around these unbelievable engines? Anyway, we're moving on. So thank you all for being here. We've got quite a bit of a way to go, and we're going to have a giggle later. So Concordski, so the Russians, okay, no, they had the clone for it. So nobody was getting sherry in the past, apparently, especially with the space technology. So dig, they got quantum fusion together, and they managed to build nuclear bombs, H-bombs, the Russians, sent Yuri Gagarin up, and sent Sputnik up before the Americans, but they can't fly or make supersonic flight. Is there something wrong with that narrative? Yeah, you know, shit, there is. So how did the Brits and even the French build such a thing? You know, the 70s and the 60s were not exactly brilliant times with money in our country, and sure, France wasn't doing all that well. So the world was set to go supersonic. That was the score. The whole world was going to go supersonic. Okay, we were all going to get Concords, but there were only 20 ever manufactured. Only 20 Anglo-French Concords. The Russians, as I show you in a minute, begged for technological assistance because they got fuel problems and they got a terrible rattling noise in the cockpit, which is unbearable for the pilots, and they can't get the noise down because apparently It's noisy inside this plane, and you don't need the noise behind when you go in a Mach 2. It's apparently noisy, but the British and the French managed to get it down. Okay, so dig. The Russian one crashes in an anomalous way, and then everybody dies. More than once, by the way. And the British-French one, or the French one, crashes in Paris. So for some reason, because we're so close to the French, we down our Concords too. So putting an end to the supersonic era of passenger flight when it was absolutely fantastic. I don't think they were taking 10 grand off each of them posh people, but I don't think it was costing them all of that in fuel. I really don't. I really think these scramjet technologies, compressed air or something along those lines, which was activated once you were up there. These are the tanks, the fuel tanks. I can't do the mathematics of the storage of ballast because I haven't got the measurements like you do with ship schematics of how many liters go in each of these. So apparently, this is a fuel tank in the tail, and all of the fuel tanks are in these skinny little ass wings, and all of the people are all sitting beside it, and there's only 100 people in this skinny ass plane. And as I said, it ain't big. It ain't big. And there's the Russian one. Similar thing with the nose. It's not all burnt and charred, is it? Nothing going on with that, is there? Bit like the British or the French one. So, well, yeah, well, we had to down ours as well. So, just like the Hindenburg disaster, end of the age of supersonic flight, we could have gone everywhere all the time, really quick in luxury. Like, so they put it down to sonic boom problems and fuel issues, but that was the main issues that I got wind of, and other people are saying not crashing. Did they just write this into the narrative later? Is it a Mandela effect? I've got a really good memory, guys. I'm sorry. Why aren't I remembering this happening? So, yeah, this is the Concorde schematics. The fuel tanks are here in the wings. They must be mighty skinny, and we just have to trust them that they put all of these tens of thousands of liters, because using 26,000 liters in an hour, it uses like 10,000 taxiing, getting off the runway, according to the air crash investigation thing I watched on YouTube, which was hideously bad acted and sounded like they were just making shit up. I got exactly the same buzz of when Richard Feynman said that he discovered what made the Challenger space shuttle crash, and he said it was a washer. He literally found it, did experiments. It's like, what? Get the most famous physicist, fucker Feynman, in to sort out their problems with the space shuttle. Yeah, whatever. So there you are, the Russian plane. It took off in 1973, and the wing touched the floor, and then apparently it crashed in the distance. Does anyone remember the Russian Concorde crashing and blowing up in Paris as well? And there is, sorry, it's a bit small, let me blow that up. The crash site, there is said crash site, which is also piss poor and piss small. So apparently, yeah, it went over went over a bit of metal, the tire exploded, and the bit of tire punctured the fuel tank gesture, flames shoot out, and then it crashes into a hotel, non-hotel, whatever thing. So apparently they're this big inside the wings. It's like the fucking TARDIS, isn't it? It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, because you look on the outside and they're that. Where's this big fat chunky fucking bit that's there? Is it by this bit? Because see these windows here? There's two guys there, one there and one there. The cockpit's tiny. This plane is small. 2 seats abreast. 2 seats either side. Like a bus. Bus small. And notice the Rolls-Royce engines are in this casing that you don't see in the picture. And you don't see these big fuck off delta wing anywhere in the picture. Anywhere in the crash. But they're saying they put the fuel in them skinny ass wings. It's got trouble taking off, is his biggest problem. Apparently, it's got to reach like not the 80 mile an hour needed for other planes. This thing's got to get 200 mile an hour or plus 200 mile an hour to get off the ground. So ending the age of supersonic flight, that was where they were going to go. So as you can see, their Concorde could burn 6,771 gallons in an hour. The aircraft had 17 fuel tanks that could hold 31,000 gallons. Try putting 31,000 gallons in a double-decker bus, for example. Or a single bus, because the thing's the size of a single bus. Them wings, this thing's just not that big. Concord carries about 119,000 litres in them wings. Do you know how many litres 119,000 is? See, I got trouble putting my head around that. Okay, so the Russians, they couldn't get it up. I love saying that, but in this case, it's true. And they couldn't get Sputnik up or anything else either, because there's nothing going on up there. So the Tupolev Tu-144 Russian supersonic passenger jet has experienced several crashes, including the one in the Paris air show. No recollection of that, but I was only 5. But I do remember the moon landings on the telly. So yeah, it had loads of crashes, killing 6 crew, 8 people on the ground. So it's a lot of doom and fuckery with that, a bit like the Hindenburg disaster. Oh, the humanity. So they scrapped that, and it's in a warehouse now. You can go and look at it. The Russian Concorde that never was. Failure to acquire Western technology. So Dick, France and Britain don't give Australia the technology, or America the technology, or Canada the technology. They don't give anyone the clones technology, but Russia, they've got their own plane, their own clone that they can't get up, and they're begging Britain. There were unprecedented Soviet requests for Western technological age with the development of the Concorde in 1977. Yeah, they're saying they go to space and shit. Yeah, what? Did they gaffer tape it together? So they begged and they didn't get, they scrapped it. So they're really tight-fisted, the British and the French, with this technology, aren't they? They're not sharing it about, are they? Bit like everyone sharing out nuclear bombs. Israel can have some. India, do you want some nuclear bombs? How about you, Pakistan? You could do with it, you. Share the nuclear bombs with everybody, the nuclear technology. But when it comes to supersonic fucking flight, we can't manage that. See, there's questions with that, guys. And they can do all of this, but they can't go to, they go to space, and they can't do fucking normal supersonic flights. It winds me up. Passenger flight. Anyway, let's get to the Kitty Hawk, because there is a crazy link between everything that I just showed you concerning Concorde. NASA wanted a clone for Concorde, and it wasn't given. NASA built rockets, they say, to go to the moon, but they couldn't build a Concorde. The Kitty Hawk is commemorated the first powered flight by lovely NASA, the first biplane in history. There it is, 1903, and it's in the middle of a field, and they got a camera there, and here we are 130 odd years later, 130 plus years later, and we can witness the extraordinary events of Wilbur with the Tash and his brother. Excuse me. Let me refresh that because it's been hanging around a little while. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? They got like 1903. Queen Victoria hasn't fucking died yet. And they just conveniently, of all of the places, they got this, just like the Hindenburg. So yeah, we're going to get it up in the air. Here it is, the first airplane in the whole of reality ever. Okay, it's got a gyro apparently. It's got 2 little propellers. Okay, go. And it's lassoed up as well. It's not just doing a takeoff. I wonder what speed it needed for takeoff. Wow, what's the white armbands for? Something Something shifty going on there. And there's a lot of water around on the floor. Wow, it's so off. Imagine how mind-blowing that is. It's not going very quick, though, is it? So from that to flight in this First World War with machine guns put on top of the plane, which is timed with the propeller so that the machine guns do not splatter the propeller. Like unbelievable precise science. So yeah, film of these, the Kitty Hawk. Oh, I cannot play. Not surprised. No, they won't play that one, but we've seen one of them anyway. Anyway, enough about flight. There's many questions. Please could you add your input into the comments, whether you remember Concorde crashing. Whether or not you think this is a highly shifty story, considering they're so fantastic with their science shit, but they can't seem to get this together. And then it only runs from mid-60s to when it was crashed or downed in 2000. And then it's the end of supersonic flight. Do you think it was just too expensive? Do you think that it was the expense of the fuel going into those skinny ass wings? I'm not buying it, guys. My conclusion, I think it's old technology. And I think that they would be keeping the old technology. Okay, I think this is old Tarian technology. And I think they were keeping it for themselves and they weren't giving clones out. Russia tried to do it and they failed drastically. That's what I think's going on. I think everything after a reset is just repurposed, guys. They find these shit late. Maybe they found some underground hangar or something. What the fuck are these? Covered in dust. Imagine in 100 years' time, it'd be exactly the same. Okay, new subject, atmospheric phenomenon. I showed this on Jason's channel a little bit earlier. I posted on Facebook. Cleo posted it. Maybe I should have mentioned that. Jason met Cleo, knows Cleo. So our Cleo posted this on Facebook. India Wilson, did you see this? It's not two suns. So what phenomena is doing all of them suns? And as you can see, them ones are cloned there. That's the same as that. There's the same as that. There's the same as that. And I got to think, oh, is it just like AI? And it's just copy and paste. But I don't know. There's something about it. And why is it elevated, the reflection? And that way it goes that way, like in a slightly V perspective, maybe. Let's have a look. And that's from RT, so I doubt it's AI. And it was this week. So 7 suns in China by Cleo. So have another look at that, because that's just trippy. 491 of you, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Wow, Egon, indeed. You saw it, India. Oh, thanks. So it's not 2 suns anymore. I think we've upped the ante. Yeah, make sure to share this out, guys. Let's see if we can we'll have another 7, 8 people, and we'll have 500 in the house, which would be nice for a little hangout, and we'll all have a little giggle, because the rest of this show in a bit is going to be, I'm going to take you down a true fest of Tatarianness, which you're going to love, and then we're going to have a giggle about life stuff, because it doesn't matter. Okay. Can't seem to get that off. Okay, exit. Okay. So let's have a look at some images and go through some stuff, shall we? And just have a think about life in general. I'm not just being biased here, but I am being biased here. Probably, you know, like they say, Carlin is probably the best lager in the world, when it's obviously not. I think that's not the case. Probably the most beautiful country in the world. God lives here and was from here, and this is God's country, and we sing with our hearts and we sing with our minds. That's what makes us different. Who remembers India Wilson? Anybody from the 70s? Hippie shake? You're still wearing them, aren't you? What a joke. Flares. Yeah, did you have a pair of flares that wide? This is his history, guys. This is going down a historical timeline. We're looking at everything on this channel is history related, okay? Including flared jeans. I used to wear them. They used to hide my beetle crushes or my pasties. Let's not go into it. So here's the diet of the future. It'll only take a few days, a few years maybe. Okay, the world's not going to end that soon. Somebody was on about they were eating a pot noodle earlier. Maybe you want to get used to pot poodle. Is that horrible? No, it's not. No, it's not. Life is tough for everybody, including the creatures. Here's Benny Hill. Now, if this was the fire brigade, nowadays they wear dresses and stuff. I don't know. But if this was the fire brigade and it was like that, I think about joining. I'd go into a burning building if it was worth it. There's always a plus side to everything in life. Who likes Benny Hill in America land? Do you know about him? So you drive for 4 hours and you're still in the same part of the country. That's very true for Texas. But you drive 2 hours, the local accent has changed twice. The bread rolls have a new name. So in Britain, in Cardiff, we call bread rolls baps. We also call these baps. Coincidentally, they look like them, except for the nipples. Right, I'm not sure if this is true, but it came up. Cornish life. Schoolgirl finds 4-foot sword in exact Cornish spot where King Arthur was said to have thrown legendary Excalibur. Unfortunately, we can't see the rest of the thing, and I would like to think that Excalibur was a bit more flashier than that. Plus, these words look like they've just been put on there. So, but interesting, they're bringing in King Arthur. Now, you won't know about Bungle in America. You're lucky. But he was on a program called Rainbow. And there was a threesome called Rod, Jane, and Freddie. I don't mean that in the way you may have interpreted it, maybe. As you can see here, she likes fluffy things. And Bungo is only a bear. And he's lovely as well. Who remembers the Railway Children? Jenny Agutter with clothes on. Do you remember this? Bernard Cribbins and the other girl who was lovely. Yeah, in Oaksworth, it's about orphans, really. Who remembers the goodies being attacked by a massive Dougal? Can you imagine anything worse than being attacked by a massive Dougal? No, it'd be fucking awesome. Dougal licks you, man. That Dougal's awesome. If you don't know where I'm born in America, it doesn't even matter because you're learning cultural differences. If you haven't got these, if you didn't have Mary, Mungo, and Midge, I can only apologise. You didn't have the Crankies, you were lucky. So there's a weird thing. If you dig this, Americans and other people in other countries, there was a double act in the 1970s in Britain. And Jimmy Cranky, Fandabby fucking Dozy, and her husband. So what he said is, I know you can dress like a little schoolboy and we'll do a double act where you're a little schoolboy and I'm a mysterious older man. And when it was actually his wife. So she went home with a little boy's school uniform on. It's a bit like AC/DC and Angus Young, isn't it? This guy was an absolute nightmare. If you don't know about him in British television, he was Rod Hull and Emu. Okay, he attacked people with an emu, which was basically a glove puppet, which was fucking stupid. You don't know Zoe. Don't even worry about her. This is her before all them drugs. And Johnny Ball, who's her father, was it him or the other one that was famous for the massive penis on Blue Peter? One of them was famous. Funny how things stick in your head. That's what she said. Mork and Mindy is the best program that was ever on. Nanu, Shazbat. Yeah. More Colin Orson, come in awesome. And there would always be a fucking really good moral to the end of the story where we would all learn something together and maybe having even a little cry. But I used to be pissed off because Mindy was just way too good for him. I was just cringing, actually. Love Mindy. Simon Grew. I had a dream 2 nights ago. I got bitten by a golden retriever. And I'm saying to this baldy guy who mysteriously looks like an older Simon Groom. Now I'm thinking about it. There they are, the Crankies. But I had like this thick baseball glove on. And as it's biting me, I'm saying, mate, you better get it fucking off. Just open its drawers, get it off my hand. But I managed to just squeeze out of the glove. In my dream, no harm, nothing done. But that guy needed a slap. He wouldn't get his fucking dog off my hand. Mr. fucking stupid. Okay, as you can see, there's 2 versions of Chewbacca and Han Solo, and they were on Rainbow, which is Bungo and Jeffrey, which was very, very friendly. No one ever died much. It was the BBC. It was a safe environment for people and children. This is Sooty. If you don't know about Sooty Chestburster, it was like Disney Nasty on British television. You probably don't remember. You loved Mark and Mindy, Linton. Yeah, and me. Here's Emu kicking off and causing all sorts of shit in Blue Peter. Peter Purvis trying to keep it calm. Can I keep it down? Yeah. My God. These were all right, weren't they? Did you like these? Fuck me. I don't know. It's after my time. I'm a bit too old for these. But Chuckle Brothers. A lot of shit. But I do love this guy. Yeah. I know they say he's Tash Kent. It doesn't matter. I still love Kenny Everett. It was all done in the best possible taste. Charlie says never walk off with strangers. And they killed him off with AIDS, apparently, a bit like they did with Freddie. But yeah, he was such a fantastic talent, and they killed him off. So we had a program I run home from school to see. It was called Rent a Ghost with Miss Master Mika. It was strange how it got into your head, that program. How many of you remember Laugh Olympics? Can you remember the Really Rottens? They were like hillbillies and stuff. What about the Scooby-Dooies? I've got a lucky Scooby-Doo. You don't believe me? Yeah, I have. There's my lucky Scooby-Doo. Okay. But leave him in the window facing outside as a tradition. It was my mother's lucky Scooby-Doo before. I mean, does it work? Probably. So everything's belief in this place. Dabby Dozies and the yoga, Yahoonies. We got 514. Yay, we did it. Now, you probably don't remember Crow and Alice, but it also was a bit like awkward to me because he would go, oh, Crow. He'd go, oh, Alice. Oh, Crow. And go, oh, Alice. And we'd be like, oh, fucking hell, get it over with. Get a room. What about Hong Kong Phooey? Number one super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. I mean, is it the mild-mannered janitor? Is it the telephonist? Well, no, because the telephonist is a black woman, so I don't think it's the telephonist. I think it's the mild-mannered janitor. Hong Kong Phooey is one of the best things ever. Bonnie Langford. She was fit, wasn't she? Men shouldn't be advised to do that. Here she is, Bonnie Langford. I'll cry and cry and cry and cry. I don't know why she's on there. I don't know why I showed you that. Do you know what these are, people? This is, can I just put this across while there's 510 of you here? It's a wonder we're not all fucking crazy with the television they made us watch. This is Orville. He's a duck, yeah? And the creepy owner that had his arm in it, that was operating, he had two #1 songs, or two songs in the Hip Parade. Oh, Orville, yes, who is your very best friend? You are. Really awkward, but I did deeply love Sooty, who was a rabbit, because I have a thing about rabbits. And every time I see a rabbit, I think of Sooty. Sooty's sweet. Flobber lobber lob, get out, you're pissed. That's what I said. They said to me when I went in a bar impersonating Bill and Ben, the Flout Pot Men. Did you have these in America? Did you have Andy Pandy? Fucking hell. No wonder we're so nuts. This is in Wales. Check this out. It's the smallest house in Great Britain. It's like 10 foot by 6 foot. It's got a little upstairs room. Would you like to stay in there? I'd like to stay in there. I'd live in there. No, I wouldn't. I get claustrophobia. So I talked this week about the Square and Stationary Earth by Orlando Ferguson, wondering, there's 3 bodies or 3 luminaries. One of them could be the North Star, could be the other luminary that causes all the weirdness, who even knows? But it dips. And made an observation of it looking exactly like a roulette wheel. Now, isn't that funny? Maybe that is actually how the sun and the moon work. You throw the ball in the outside, it spins around the bit in the middle, and then it just spins around and lands on a number. There are some similarities there, aren't there? Anyway, we're moving on. That was humorous stuff. Now it's Flatter-Day Triumph. Why is it Flatter-Day Triumph? Because this is my 3rd separate presentation in a period of 24 hours, all on separate subjects. I'm going to be cold. It's going to be cold for some reason. Winter's on the way. Chrissy Funky Junkie. What's that? And now I know why my kids all became druggies. Yeah, that's just a cultural thing. Might get over it. There is life beyond drugs. I can assure you of that. I'm living proof. 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the street, Caroline, the line broke, the monkey got choked, and they all run together in a little bow in both crab pants. Stamp your feet, banging on the big bass drum. That's not on there, I need that up. It's fantastic, isn't it? But it's in our culture. They knew it by singing that song, didn't they? The Miracles of 369, repeating over and over and again, forever and ever. Key to free energy. In Portugal, okay, I went there recently, and they're crazy with the Inquisition. Was ongoing until 1830s before they packed out, robbing people and executing them. So they decorate in Portugal using, excuse me, I got something trapped there. That's okay. It's bubbles from this drink, which is called Fentimans. Fentimans, it's like fentanyl. Ugh. But it's not, it's just elderberries. So it's in a blue delft. So in Holland, they have this delft pottery, or porcelain, actually, that is this pale blue colour. And you get it in Portugal too, other places too. It's beautiful, certain shades of blue. But you see the Phoenician thing all over it, Cherubinowski's panels, and then Phoenician faces. Looks like some papal dudes fucking popping his clogs, whatever. So yeah, death. What's in it for me? I don't know. Did we sign a contract to actually get in to play this game? And is it the fast track? Because it seems pretty tough all the time. I'm wondering if it's the fast track. It seems to be a lot of fucking lessons to learn, doesn't it? Nobody seems to nail it. And the whole world's gone. No, the whole world was always stupid. That's just from my personal perspective. Anyway, so yeah, skeletons. Don't ever say skeletons don't have fun. This one, bubbles. He's got bubbles and he's bursting them. Having fun. Love them. So this is what I talked about on Jason's earlier, and a little bit about it on Rise Above channel last night. Really good turn, really good crowd, and really made me welcome all the peeps there and over Jason's, and all these communities just coming together. It's a load of truth. It's really awesome. So everything just falling in his footprint. They haven't got any diggers to take the stones away in these streets as far as the eye can see. Everything falling in its footprint, leaving a perfect square. In the squares, little tiny bricklets. Some other technology that I proposed earlier on tonight has taken place in San Francisco. 1906. Look at the plots, just incinerated. And you'll see that the posts and the trees are irie. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing going on with the plantages or the telegraph poles for a firestorm, as you can witness on these avenues here and these avenues here. And we know what's, if you follow me on my channel, you're going to know what sort of technology I suggest was going on there. Electromagnetic technology. So they had some funky trains in the past. I did have a toy monorail that was given to me, I think, on my 7th birthday by an uncle. My friend Peter Thomas broke it out of jealousy on the day of my birthday, and it was never gone. It never ever got it to go again, and it was brilliant. But he did give me a tank, which is over there. This is from when I was 6, and I still have it to say sorry. And he did look genuinely sorry that he broke my monorail train. So, all's good then. So this thing, yeah, it hasn't got the tilting, but they shows you that they had a sort of an alternative mode of transport in Tartaria, possibly mono trains and tilting. My town needs pulverizing, Chrissy. Well, Silver Liner miner it. Maybe it's going to have a turnaround and they'll start knocking down all that old shit and putting, well, they can't. They haven't actually got the technology anymore and divine principles to build these autotarian buildings, have they? So this is the Dunking chair, Wales. And the idea behind that is you dunk a witch. And if she don't drown, well, then obviously she's a fucking witch. If she drowns, all's good then, isn't it? This is an image of the past, but apparently it's a book from the 1800s and it's supposed to be on Mars. And this guy's seeing castles on visitors from Mars. You see from the medieval period. But interesting, it was, you know, this guy's got 2 big balls and some sort of flying machine in such an early period. I don't know what I'm hearing. Before the advent of aircraft or drones. That's in an old Victorian book. How to fart at work. Well, prepare yourself into success with a gas-tastic guide to workplace and etiquette. Well, if you squeeze your cheeks together because there's a hot bird sat opposite, and so the last thing you're going to do is rather fucking lose your eyes and die rather than fart in front of that bird, right? So if you squeeze your cheeks together, it could go dreadfully wrong because you could have a high pitch release, like a whistle. That could go down really bad. So there is a technique. If you hold it in, you're just going to get... The best thing you can do is cough at the same time as farting. If you get it synced, nobody's going to know. It's like, was that a fart or a cough? Or sneeze, even better. So this is an old oil lamp. Interestingly decorated. I can't actually work out what is on there. Oh, okay, I see it. Air, well, waters, parchment farms. Now, why can't we heal the entire world with these? Have you seen these? So they put these up in Iraq and Iran and other places in the desert, right? Beehive structure on a hill draws moisture from the atmosphere and holds it like a reservoir. So in a place where there is no water, it takes the liquid that is in all of the ether, because the ether is liquid, a liquid medium, and they turn it into a reservoir of water. There are some of these structures I have seen in the past, but the question still remains of why isn't all of the patch places got these? And why aren't we utilizing these? And all of them places that haven't got water, why aren't they building these? I went to Portugal recently. It was fucking, the water's more expensive than the petrol. It's like, they got no water there. So, we got to wait till October before we get any rain. Like, fuck me. What you need is an air, well, water patch farm is what you need. Okay. Yeah, this is when Alice this is an alternative version of Alice in Wonderland. He's like, I'm late, you're late for a very important date. She's saying, I ain't going fucking nowhere and stop controlling. So, make my day, punk. So in Wales, we got the word cwtches. You may have heard Martin say this sometimes. Cwtches is cuddles. Hillsides are vales. Hymns are arias. And that's the beauty of Wales. So sorry to keep shouting about Wales, not really, but it is a beautiful place. Flat bottom girls who make the rocking world go round. So this is the reason why I live, why I've struggled to carry on so long in this torturous bastard realm, is because of flat bottom girls. Cyclists these days got no respect for vehicles on the road. I've been behind them for hours now. Be reincarnated as a bicycle seat, but you know, you could have really shit luck and end up like an old man's bicycle seat or something with diarrhea. So yeah, what's it like to be a pop star, like the Who, like Roger Daltrey and Keith Moonage? Is you get loads and loads of birds, and better as well. No offense to birds, they are awesome and everything, but baby elephants. You can't compete with a baby elephant. I want a baby elephant. I want a baby elephant. I'm not so sure about having a monkey anymore these days, but a donkey for sure. Donkey, baby elephant. Let's hold back on the monkeys, shall we? Just for a bit. So this is on the side of apparently a cathedral. Couldn't tell you the destination. But there's a monk, and he's riding a bicycle, because I've shown many exhibits of this bicycleness happening a long time ago. Again, that's another bullshit narrative, the bicycle. That was earlier. So what's going on in this old Renaissance art piece? I couldn't possibly tell you. There's a big bit missing, but I couldn't help but notice the black sun going down and the big, massive city skyscraper-y things in the backgrounds. they've got one of those strange Phoenician hybrid things called the Peacock. She's got all wires coming out of her hands, or laser beams, maybe. Wires. I don't know. Anyway, allegory for the interpretation of. Also, this is the top of that picture. Okay, she's on top of horse and cartage. And underneath the ground, on this side is a load of naked people. They're going to probably oblivion. And underground, people are hanging out, praying, getting some stuff, and pipe music. So underground, apparently, it's not too bad. Have you seen the size of my jugs? She said. Why build these jars so big? I don't know if they're wine or vinegar or what have you, or who picks them up, how they pick them up, because, you know, horse and cart and stuff. How'd you get on the back of your wagon? Or are they just giants, just over the shoulder, lifting it up, taking a load of wine down? Food for thought, food for thought. So yeah, I can recognize antiquity. Do you know when you see Julius Caesar in a breast? I believe that's what he looked like, because I've seen him too many times, and I think that's what he looks like. Hercules, all of them, they know what they look like. David, they know what he looks like. I believe that they were that recent, that they did have an idea of what they actually look like. You can see the Phoenicians replicated all over. And one thing you'll always see with the Phoenicians, as you will do even in the music industry, their number one pinups is this straight nose. This straight nose. No indentation on the nose. There is an idea out there that it's pinched when we're given birth. And it retards the oxygen flow to your brain, your Brian, so making us dumb. And if you've got a straight nose here and the bridge all correct, you get more oxygen flow to the brain, making you smarter. Okay, I got my nose broken twice, so it's over there and it's over there, and I got a bone there that sticks into my skin when I'm touching it and really fucking hurts. When I got my face on the pillow, I got to be really careful not to touch my nose. That was a mad Irishman with a mallet, and I was just standing on a bus stop minding my own fucking business, and he come out of a pub and he just walked straight over to me, and I turned around, he smacked me straight in the nose with a fucking mallet, a hammer, basically. Don't even ask. I was blood on the moon. I was in hell of a state. Bastard. Anyway, we forgive. He was drunk and he'd lost in the rugby, so there was that as well. And I was a skinhead, so there's that. So, but I was only about 15. So, yeah, I got a bit of this stuff, this jade stuff up by there. Somebody sent to me from a Californian beach. What it is, I don't know. It's Mesoamerican by the look of it. Looks like a chicken egg. But it's all made of some sort of jade stone, I would say. Oh, this Tatarian stuff is amazing. Look at this timepiece. They've got an azimuthal, have they? Is that an azimuthal? I'm not sure. And that hand holding it. So the effort gone into Tatarian jewelry and stuff like Fabergé eggs, it just blows my mind. They don't do nothing in the modern day like this groovy stuff. Royal coaches, they cost about $1 trillion. This one's for Queen Victoria. Yeah, look. Yeah. And this is the Royal Coach. So this is a Phoenician thing as well. The floats, the Mardi Gras and all of this caper that's going on with floats and the masks and all of that is all part of the Bacchusite thing. You only got to watch the Weird Olympics to see that. So air balloons in the past, they didn't just take up one person. I've seen as many as 8,000 people being taken up in a balloon. And there's maybe 100 people going on a nice little balloon trip somewhere. I'd love to go on a balloon trip. Floating around above it all. Submarines are groovy. I think there's more going on with submarines. I think they were earlier. Again, there's a naff narrative for the first submarine, American Civil War, the Huntington. Apparently the Huntington went down Carolina. It's made of wood, and they peddled it, and they died in it when they was attacking ships in Norfolk, Virginia. Apparently, according to the narrative. I don't buy that. I've got evidence of divers, deep sea divers, much before that. And I think the submarines were out a long time. I really do think this is another thing. as well in the narrative is submarines, as well as air balloons, and I think jet planes. I think supersonic jet planes. Oh, just going to have a lay down and a rest. My back is fucking killing me. I'm going to have a nice lay down in my budgie smugglers on a bed of nails. Alexander the Great, Joe. He wasn't so great, bro. So how come it don't hurt him then? If I sat on that, it's going to do me in, innit? But I have walked on hot coals and that was all right. So I reckon I could probably lay on there and be probably all right. Don't you think? So this shows you that all is mind. If you think you're going to get pierced and fucked up, make yourself light, man. I am light as a feather. Like that. Probably he says it like that. I am light as a feather. And then get on your nails, bed of nails, and everything's irie. I know it seems a bit strange, but it's not. It's good acupuncture. Here are some people with big noses. I'm not sure if they're from the Middle East or something. They look like they're red-nosed pedestrians. I'm not really sure. Laperowitz, Polish. And they are got straws in what looks like an infant, a Christian infant, and they are sucking the blood out of it. This was the first kids' meal. I don't know. It's really horrific, but you know. This is the world we live in. X-rays, how long have they been out? Did you know if you have an X-ray now, they ask you if you're pregnant, if you're a dude? It's like, nah, I don't think that's a thing. Oh, yes, it is. You could be, you have the right to put a pillow up your jumper and pretend to be pregnant, but that won't show up on the X-ray either. So it's a very confusing state of affairs. Seen this thing? It is hand Morse code unit, is it? Like stenography. Stenographers got a weird job, haven't they, to do that all day? And they're like lightning, aren't they? Shorthand's annoying as well. I bet they missed loads out. So what we got here is somewhere between a boat and a plane. And I'm going to show you that thing is before the Poxy Kitty Hawk. Dun, 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 dun. Also cameras, I think they go way back as well, guys. Camera obscuras definitely were around in the Middle Ages. And as you can see, you get in an image, a camera image. If you add a bit of paper over this, all you need to do is just stencil over. I think that's what's going on with some of the engravings we've been looking at. So Saint Simon, he's all right, isn't he? Saint Simon, he's got a big sore on his nose. No, I mean, he actually got a big sore. So he preaches in Egypt, Africa, and Britain at length and was crucified. So Simon came to Britain, nice one, but he had a big sore with him to saw down the cross that he was going to get crucified on, maybe. So I don't know why he's got a sore. Well, Thor had a hammer, so sort of makes sense, really, doesn't it? So what did St. Thomas? Well, I love the book of St. Thomas. It's a really groovy one. He's reading his own book here. It's like they're never going to let this one through. No, they didn't, did they? But it's all bollocks anyway, mate, because we know the truth now at long last. It looks like they're throwing a dog in the air, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, he's a saint. He's got a thing above his head, like Simon Templar. And he's got a spear, which is normal. So this is under Somerset House. Now, this had all the records in it, and I had a fire last week. There was 100 fire engines there, and that's the last you heard of it. Didn't hear any more about it, guys. No more in the news or nothing. Not that I watch the news, but I mean updates and stuff. And what's under Somerset House, where all the records are kept, they're doing the embankment or making the embankment. And if you can see under here, there's door, windows, and under there, there's this huge old wall, which, how high is that really? And all of that is below Somerset House. And that was all bricked over because now there's a road going through here, and that would be the embankment. Crazy, isn't it? Grant Calgary in lovely Canada. So a lot of Canadian people just built this all of a sudden. There they are, the workmen. They took a photograph on its completion as always, but not when it was actually being built. Where's the scaffolding for it, for example? I don't know. It looks like it's been refurbished to me and it has mud flooded windows. Why is he climbing up there? That looks like a proper dangerous pastime. So again, it's already there, isn't it? Strange. So electricity, well, that's been around at least 1700s. I got an electroplated, I don't know what it is, a bowl. My mother had it looked at, and they said it was from the late 1700s, electroplated from 1790s over there somewhere, or 1780s. So they were doing electroplating then, and electricity was definitely being generated in the past and being used in the past by the wider masses, I do believe. So the lyrichord, a bit like Concord. Chord, again, like a sound, Concord. I think there's something in there. So it's like a trippy harpsichord. I don't actually know this instrument, but I bet it sounds proper nutty. So cryptids. Do you think these were actually running around in the classical days? Three-headed dog people or sphinxes? Because how many classical statues do they have to show us this three-headed business or the two-headed business on an animal's body? Ladies' breasts and an animal's body. Did they really go batshit crazy on the gene pool, do splicing of bits of animals and literally let them out into the public? How would you know? It was a different civilization, a different era. So this black lady is really interesting uniform she's got on, isn't it? It's a bit like Barbarella Psychedella. This is from the ancient world. Check out the breast caps. It's like Madonna. Like a virgin, I'm a sturgeon, and I'm merging like a pigeon. No, that don't rhyme. Doesn't matter. So here's some more exposition stuff being built. Here's your evidence that they did it. These three men here, horse and cart. This one's got a steamroller that laid the roads. This horse looks a bit knackered. That one, well, he's not there. It's just a cart. And then they got all of this metal and glass together and they built it. So they did that. I'm being sarcastic. Look at these frames around the trees. Wonder what that is all about. So 536 of you, welcome to Flat a Day. We've got plenty more to go. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Fucking hell, how did I just flip through them so quick? Excuse me. Okay, I'm not actually sure what's showing there, but it seems to be scaffolding for something. Undefined. But look at the size on that wood scaffold. So I don't know what they're building. Could be the Eiffel Tower. So this is Gaudi's weirdness, isn't it? In Barcelona. Why he got his head wrong making something that looks like liquid music, I don't know. But it's in the middle of all of this big stones. And there's another picture I've seen. It's just in the middle of a field. It's like, where the fuck is Barcelona gone? It's just mental. So this was in an exposition. Check this out, though. What kind of gantry is this? It's a huge dome. And on top, guns and viewing platform. Why have they got guns in the Great Exposition? Are they just to show people, or are they actually being guarded? All the chairs are on the floor here. Why don't you pick your fucking chairs up? Look at that. They're all on the floor. Why don't they pick them up? He's not even looking. He just reads in his paper. Don't worry, in 130 years' time, you'll have your mobile phone. And everyone's dressed immaculately in the expositions. Paris expositions. Look at all of that. Everything you see there except for this. The antenna. The Eiffel Tower. Got an eye full of tower. Is gone. The big wheel. Did you see the big wheel fire in a festival in Germany this week? That was trippy. That went to shit quick. I don't know how that could happen. Big wheel fire. And I talked about the big wheel in a Ferris week a week before, 2 weeks before, coincidentally. So these three guys are working in some sort of factory here. As far as I can see, this is a hammer of some sort with a weight on it. It comes down and crushes corn. Probably crushes corn or something. Yeah, corn, I would say. into flour. In Japanski. Talking to Japanski, here's the Russians who can't get their plane up. The British could get their plane up every single day. The Russians, however, oh no, they couldn't get their plane up at all, considering they had Yuri Gagarin and fucking beeping Sputnik going over all of the time. Whatever. Seen this? St. Petersburg in Anno I-737. St. Petersburg, apparently, the city of St. Petersburg in Russia, got incinerated. So in 1737, I don't know what events that would have been. But the Russian city got torched and then rebuilt, and then they got the Winter Palace and the Hermitage and all of that built by Peter the Great, even though he lives in a log cabin at that period in time. So Jason would love one of these. I'd love one of these, actually. It's like a one of those things you keep addresses in, a rotary address thing, but it's with books. So you just spin it around and get what you can get loads of books on the go at the same time. So, oh, where's that other book? So this is basically the internet, isn't it? Keeping pages open. And that's what he's done. He's kept pages open. Genius. Absolute genius. Love it. Love it. Want one? Want one now. So, yeah, lamps. I love these. You see these in Texas, these old school lamps. Absolutely love them hanging on chains. But some of these lamps, I think that there's some sort of technology going on. They got balls, like we mentioned, the mercury balls. Maybe self-illuminating in the past. Like the everlasting lamp. So this is a colorized picture of a great exposition. But check out the glass dome in there. I wonder if it was them many colors. Good. Looks like a Swiftie concert in there, doesn't it? I know. Think of that Taylor Swift. The devil's a woman then. Swiftie, the cult of Swiftie's the worst one. Yeah, I calls everything out. I can't even believe how much I'm on the money. So this is a bong of the old days, but you could use it as a harp, and an angel is helping you play. But that's a beautiful. Look at that temple up on the hill there. A beautiful Renaissance. Well, it's not. It's pre-Raphaelite actually. Pre-Raphaelite picture with trippy colorness. Me love. Here's another one. Oh, there's a bloke and he's a horse, but she don't care. She's giving him a big fat kiss. So I'm not going to hold that, you hoofy woofies, against you. Fly, my dear, fly. So did they exist? Check them out. If they did exist, they look like this. So you said you loved me. It's a bit like the squid with the deep on the boys, isn't it? That's a bit of a weird relationship. But look, she looks totally beautiful and she's got breasts. But the rest of her is like a dog or something. And she's got wings as well. So that's why he's like, yeah, I'm not actually into you ever. It's never going to happen, chick. Dog thing. So this was on my last post, but they do it in jewelry form. Is the colophony, the Phoenician instrument, but they also got it on a brooch, which was found in antiquity. Definitely think there's some sort of technology going on. Oh, I feel quite. Are you okay, love? Yes, King. I'm just feeling quite faint. Maybe it's because I'm so fucking anemic. How are they that pale? They all look like they got anemia, guys. So what is the matter with them? Mind you, pink cheeks is a good sign for good health, isn't it? Ah, breasts are nearly popping out of that dress as well. I don't know why I said that out loud. So look at this bird cage and look at that on the wall. Imagine having a lamp on the wall like that as well, a bird cage. Tataria, it was all like that, guys. It was all juicy and it was all gorgeous. No plastic. No shit going on. So what I noticed with this, okay, is this picture here. It seems to be Russia, Tomsk, I would hazard a guess, around there. And there's a massive queue of people in a mud-flooded environment, and they're queuing at the bunko booth. Are they all going to get in that bunko booth? What is in the bunco booth? And what are all these aerials here as well? They got these buildings, these aerials. They got these buildings, but everything outside is mud. Can you see? No road. It's summer. And they're all queuing at this door here to this bunco booth. What's going on in there then? Food for thought. You know what I said about bunco booths? I think they would jump places to jump, like to a different city. This building's really interesting in Russia as well, covered in aerials and shit. There's something on there that's been obscured, the old ladderling, but the entrance seems to have cannons as an entrance, and it's mud flooded, which is unusual, I guess. So 550 of you here listening to me, like that year is listening to me. Carved out a marble. Yeah. I don't speak Russian, but it's interesting that stone can happen that quickly. I've seen a Russian tank from World War II that turned to stone as well. So is it that water is running over there and it's just calcifying, like, you know, the way water does? But it really does look like this has been covered in stone, and stone can happen that quickly. And not over millions of bloody years, like they say with their evolution weirdness. But keeps Dawkins in fucking wages, doesn't it, the tosser? Now, look at this beautiful dandelion, maybe, of raindrops. Nature is the most beautiful thing. And what's it telling us about our reality, guys? Stuff like this. That is beautiful and trippy. So, unusual doors of Tartaria. There's some nice styles here. Lovely pale blue. Beautiful decoration, although I'm not so sure about the sigil art in the top of them. So, big doors, huge doors, beautiful decorated. And no two the same. Like every door's the same in the modern day, aren't they? No imagination. So this is in Turkey, outside Istanbul, and these photographs, there's a few of them out there. They show these mausoleums and stuff outside of the city limits of Istanbul. But what's happened exactly? Because it looks like everything has been mud flooded and is all bricks and mud, doesn't it? And like there's a large area that looks like this. What say you? Thank you, Hippie Shake. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It is lovely, Marianne. We love raindrops here. I did literally a breakdown of science of raindrops. It was mad when I found out. I had no idea. So there's the old world. No two houses the same, all with portals and antiquitech, and they're all mud flood, as you can see. And in the modern day, it's all gone. That's the only thing left, and it's boarded up. And this is replicated everywhere in the realm, because they're messing with consciousness. Use that bridge on Istanbul. I've been over this bridge myself. And I don't think it's AI, because this is an old photograph. What are we looking at there? Why would you, if that was AI, why would you add them and grain them in the background? You'd do something better, wouldn't you? Superimposed? They look like a couple of giants walking over the bridge to me. That's amazing, isn't it? Well, I'll explain the crazy big architecture in the Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque, etc., because it looks like built by giants. They put all pews or seats over this church floor, but you can see the maze or the circuitry and this strange bit in the middle with like Braille or something on it. Hugh just said, imagine the shock for a blind person if they read in Braille, "Do not touch." I probably just killed that joke. So this thing seems to be amazingly big. Whether it was built or not is hard to even establish, but the people are really small. It's got that feeling of the expositions, maybe a plan for one, I don't know, but beautiful. And it's a dome. It's a domed building, like the dome we live in. Wow, the Arabs got some beautiful architecture, and here in Iran, these things hang over. So why do they hang over, and what is the thinking behind this idea of technosmia? Well, they look like big trunk cables, don't they? And it looks like something just plugs in, don't it? You know, and this as well. It looks like everything seems to be like it plugs in somewhere to me, and it's all got tile on it. Oh, ceramics, which also is conductive. So it's all the technology is beautiful, and then lazerite blues and everything as well. The effort, the effort. So here we go in the Renaissance period again. She's got a book. She's got a little lock on it. Some nice threads, but check out the headwear. What you reckon she's listening to? Look, she looks a bit of a Swiftie fan to me. She's got headphones on. That's definite. These are beats. These are beats. You can see she's gone. Fair state. Man, this music's awesome, she's thinking. So Marianne, who's in chat now, you can see Marianne. She sent this week. She went in a booze. She thought I might get a kick out of this. It's a hare, and he's doing a robbery. Yeah, give me money. But hares are not like bunny rabbits. They're ugly and they're shitty as well, aren't they? So these are three women in 1901 in Marshall, Texas. And they are beautifully turned out, but I just get the sense that they went into the costume department, like to the movie set. Everyone seems to be going in the costume department for the movie that we're all looking at. Well, that's social distancing gone crazy, but let's check this lady out in the umbrella. And she can see through there. No one can see her. Maybe she's just really beautiful and everyone would just be stunned at her beauty, or maybe the opposite. Or maybe somewhere in between. Let's not be judgmental. Why should we be like that? So AI has done this. What is below churches? And AI has created that. All of that. Imagine if that was below the churches. I don't think it's dissimilar. I think there's a lot going on below Gothic cathedrals. And this one is Notre Dame. And we know that there's massive places and catacombs under there. I've showed you often enough. Just amazing. Human energy suction machines is what this meme says. And they just show you, like, you know, the Gaudi's Cathedral in Barcelona, the technosmia and the geometry and ceilings, and all part of a technology. Look at that one. What's going on underneath that one? And what if it was like that? Civilization on top of civilization on top of civilization, mud flooded. And some of them just so cavernous like this that they're still troglodyte peoples living in them. So this is in my city, Cardiff, in South Wales. This is in Queen Street, one of the main thoroughfares, and this is the Park Hotel. And all of this stuff on the top is gone in the modern day. It's still a lovely building. I see Nelson Mandela coming out of this door here. Done a sonic whistle to him. He come over and touched my son's face and said, "Lovely boy," in a, well, he said more in an African accent. But yeah, he was definitely real. And I liked him. I thought he was awesome. Even though what they say about him, I'm saying that he was really awesome. Look at this. Cardiff. Look at a beautiful HD quality on this photograph. The Park Hotel in Cardiff got a beautiful big dome on it as well. So yeah, that's still there in the modern day. Hey, Daisy Duke turns out all right, isn't it? She must be 60 odd at least, Daisy Duke. Yeah, there she is in a heyday when she's flying around with Bo and Luke, and there she is in the modern day with the General Lee, which is also the star of the show. Sorted, isn't it? Fucking new Daisy Duke with old in there. Fuck yeah. So this is how we used to shop 50 years ago, 100 years ago in Britain. These little quaint little shops. You could get a packet of Players or Navy cut cigarettes in, and they used to have fresh produce. Everything was organic. And you see these bicycles? They're delivery boys. They used to bring them, your spuds, your potatoes and that to your house, to your front door. We had the same thing when I was a kid. This is a weird cathedral thing. Why would they do that? So this is on a cathedral. It looks like the guy's actually, I was going to say sucking his own dick, though that would be really bad to say that, but it really does look like that, doesn't it? Oh, man. I bet that happens in reality. Sheryl Crow. I love Sheryl Crow. And if it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? Eric Clapton went out with her, didn't he? Slow hand. But she was happy. Anyway, she's got a good bit of six-pack going on, haven't she? For a lady of her years. She's a bit muscly on the old abdomini, isn't she? For the girly. Most of them just go, so what is so different about her? Guitars are heavy, though, in there. It's a bit like weightlifting. If it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? Oh, look at Make My Day, punk. Yeah. Clint Eastwood, that's going to be all of us one day, unless we die before. But notice he's drinking that good water, the electrolyte water. He's having proper water done, so he's onto that. He recycles where he lives, though. It's a bit unhygienic, but oh, God love him. I like him, Clint Eastwood. Made a camel. He said he wanted his hole, not be in a hole, but you know, you got to start somewhere. There was innocent times. Dig a big hole and sitting there with your girlfriend. No one can see. Yay. Sex on the beach. This is how you get round in the old days when you're a little kid. You build a cart, you buy a goat. I would have loved a goat when I was a kid. My mother didn't like animals, so I wasn't really allowed pets by the goldfish. Bit and bot. And they went down the plug hole when we were changing the water in the fish tank. We caught them as they were coming out with a pipe out the back. Literally saved them. Sad story. I want you to believe that this man has rowed this penny farthing across this field to this lake to sit there and look at the beautiful water with a young lady. No, I don't think so. You can't even get up on one of them. And what, she walked alongside him? It's a stupid narrative for penny farthings and hobby horses. I'm not having it. Here's a beach in Iran in the 1970s before the Shah and all of the weirdness of today. You can see it was getting weird. The lady's literally taking a dump on a beach. But everyone else has bikinis and sexiness going on. Yeah, man. In Arabia. It's awesome, isn't it? Humpty Dumpty. This girl, she had a bit of an attitude. She went to school one morning and she was like, tell me why I don't like Mondays. I want to shoot. Hoo, 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 hoo. So she went to school and she had a complete flake out. A bit like falling down, and she shot everyone in her class. But in her defense, she does look proper fucking nuts, doesn't she? She looks like a Girl Bundy. Girl Bundy. These are Alaskan Indians from Alaska. They look a bit Mexican, and they're all the way up there. See how they do like the gangster thing on the bottom to make them look like they got a beard because they can't grow hair, facial hair. Notice they got a shotgun. So these are soon to be Americans when Alaska gets incorporated. Now, these are the bodyguards for a mogul, an Indian mogul. Now, I don't know what's going on with their heads or what their technology is going on, but they look like they would fuck you up if you was to start. He's not even worried. Bodyguards for the Indian mogul. Hashashins. They're like John Wick. On acid, twice. Yeah. Do you recognize this band? Well, give me all your loving, all your hugs and kisses too. Yeah, this is Gibbons. This is ZZ Top. You know, when they were little and their beards were little, and now they're going to grow big, long beards. He's going to die, but they're still going to carry on going. ZZ Top look like that. Good old Texan ZZ Top. Love ZZ Top. Yeah, here's a picture of Wilfred Bramble and John Lennon who's sniffing coke publicly. Fucking disgusting, isn't it? Fucking druggy. That's what my mother would have said. Fucking druggy. Right, let's have a look at some interesting books just to keep ourselves entertained for a little while. We've got 570 odd people. Have you ever tried cheese microdosing? I know some men out there collect cheese, but I'm on about cheese microdosing. Well, it is good for you, okay? And there's a really big problem with cake at the moment, as you may know. Cake addicts are everywhere. There's babies being born addicted to Jaffa cakes and stuff. All hospitals full of cake addicts. So once we can overcome this Cake-mageddon that we're all going through. Not all of us. We're clear of cake, thankfully. We did the cake detox. Micro-dosing cheese can help you through so many phases in life. Edam, gorgonzola, a little bit of brie. Yeah, a cheese factory got exploded. There was debris everywhere. Anyway, so this nun, yeah, she's a bit of a psycho. She's got titties hanging out. No, I think this happens all the time with nuns. I don't think they were holy or anything. I think there was stuff going on. I like to think. Have you ever seen this before? Well, this lady here, she grew a dick tree and the branches were littler dicks. I don't make up reality. It's not my fault. It's dick tree. So what do they get up to at night in the nunnery? Is hang up your bra on Jesus, get down into your end, play strip jack naked. Fucking awesome. Fix the cards. Make sure that you're not the only one naked and everyone else has got clothes on. Do people think you're strange? And do you? This is a question for you in chat, guys. Nearly 600 of you. Do people think you're strange? Do you think you're strange? Well, people think I'm strange, yeah. And do I think I'm strange? No. No, I don't. I think I'm completely sane. Then you might be on the right track, okay? Are you abnormal? Well, the teachers in school told me I was abnormal, but I was smarter than my teachers, so they would say that. Then you are probably better than most people. So there you are. Be abnormal, be weird, and be strange, because you're all right. Cults. Well, we know about them on fucking YouTube. Let's have a dig into some cults. I've been in them all, and I led them all. Okay, skinheads. That was my favorite cult. Now, I had a gang. There's my tattoo, the Boot Boys. Very famous. We went all over having rumbles and fights. We was the hardest gang around. And I was co-leader, okay? I was the brains of the outfit. They went off and did all of the, racketeering or whatever they did. And I would be here with my bird organizing stuff, strikes and revolution. So skinheads, they were the best gang. They had the best clothes. They were my favorite gang, but I was out of there by 16, out of the cult by 16. I got into the Krishna consciousness then. Thought they were an awesome cult, one of my favorites. So mods. Now you only go into the cult of mods if you're in the closet. Let's just put it that way, okay? And you're closeted then, right? Bowies. Now, Bowies, they were strange. We used to keep the fuck away from Bowies. They're not even in it, but they had a cult of Bowies. The rude boys. Rude boy, rude girl. Well, they would be besties with skinheads. We didn't have a problem with the rude boys or the rude girls. Most of my girlfriends at the time were rude girls. And we all danced to the same music, which was ska, yeah, which was reggae ska. We used to love it, yeah. Liquidator, dun, 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 dun. Trojan Explosion. So I was in that cult as well. They were my friends. Punks. Punks are all right. They're dopey in there. They're soft as shit. And you never get a fight off a mod. They don't fight. They just moan and try and bum money, stuff like that, and drink a lot. Punks back in the day. They were the least favourable cult, but their leader did kill himself, Sid Vicious. So that's probably why. Root Boys, I don't actually know of them. The West Indian based movement, I know nothing. I've never even heard of them until actually just now. But yeah, I don't think that's a cult. I don't think that's a cult. Now, this is interesting. Let's address this subject, guys, just in case. We've talked about angels before. How to tell if your guardian angel is gay? How would you know? You watched all the time, right? And you could be just your angel, you could be getting aroused. Yeah. You could be doing stuff on your own sometime. Not that I'm saying you would, but you could, be doing touching yourself maybe. But like the air touches me all the time. Yeah. The air's a pervert. So yeah. So along them lines, and it could be watching you. Maybe not. We'll have to think about that because it is something that could be going on, guys. Your guardian angel could be way gaying you up. The pros and cons of peeking through curtains. The pros is at last you find out there's an outside. Ugh. The con is at last you find out what's outside. Fucking hell. What's all them tents? It's a beautiful day to yell at God. No, I wouldn't do that. What the fuck, God? Yeah. And just face us, you coward. See, petitioning God and moaning to him is not the way to get anything done in this place. I've been moaning to God for 57 years. What gives, God? What the fuck, God? Oh, why that again, God? Like always, like daily. And does it stop happening? Fuck no. Never. But that's down to me because I'm like basically a victim of my own consequences, as we all are. God loves you, but not enough to save you. Strange girls. Can they marry like other girls? Have children? Be happy as they are? Why were they born? So let's have a think about, we all know some strange girls, don't we? All of you. I know strange girls. So should they marry? Should they have children and make other strange girls? Or should they just be happy and embrace their strangeness? Why are they born anyway, strange people? Well, it's outside of my frame of reference anyway. It's worth thinking about. Today's requirement, bones. They do not have to be yours. Well, that's okay. It's nice to know. Should you use your eerie psychic abilities for good or evil? This is another important question, like the gay angel one. Well, you can't have all yin and no fucking yang because it won't work. I've tried. You can't have yang without a bit of yin. So I'm saying a bit of low-level evil, like eating cake now and again, but mostly good. Yeah? Because if you add all yin and no yang, it just goes to shit in no time at all. I'm both good and evil, but I just choose to be good. There you are. I've said it. The devil wants you as a new recruit to join the oldest religion in the world, older than Christianity. He was there first, the Satanic Church. And there's the address. They're having a meeting at the end of the week. Dress in black and wear budgie smugglers. Okay? Because it's going to get strange. Bring Vaseline. It was bad, Mama. They laughed at me first. Bucket of blood. Now, we've all been down this road, haven't we, at the prom with the bucket of blood, with a mad religious maniac mother. We've all been there, haven't we? Sissy Spacek, though. Plug it up, plug it up. I don't even know why I remember that part. I never usually remember naked shower scenes at all. I don't know where that came from. We snuck into the library for a quickie, but got distracted by the extensive mythology section. Yeah, no, fuck on. I don't fancy it now, love. Fucking hell, check this out. King Arthur. Yeah, Wilson and Blackhead, yo. Yeah, I definitely can see that being distracting. Rest in peace. Rest in pieces. Rest in pieces, Lady Princess Diana. We love you. I miss you. Mind control made easy. Or how to become a cult leader in 3 easy steps. Yeah. It's easier than you think. How to use silent treatment in a street fight. That's an interesting strategy, isn't it? What in the ever-loving fuck is wrong with everyone? Have you ever asked yourself this on a daily basis? What in the ever-loving fuck is wrong with everyone? Well, it's MK Ultra, isn't it? They're all mind controlled and like zillion miles away from what they're supposed to be because we are eternal souls. You know, I haven't got a soul. I am a soul. I am an eternal soul and I'm just passing the fuck through. And while I'm here, I'm sharing my research and making you giggle along the way. What the kindness of my act. God is watching, so give him a good show. I know what they're on about. Mother said, it's my turn with the serotonin. Okay, no. I exist without my consent. Unless I signed a contract when I came in here to the hard mode, the fast track. No, I didn't consent. I exist without my consent. I didn't ask to be, yeah. And it's been really fucking... It's been hard. Gnarly torture, man. Most of it. Got to pay. You deserve it. Is that spiteful? See, that's lower level evil right there. Lesbian lizards. They're a thing. Yes, well, it's times are changing, guys. We need to embrace this now. You know, it's going to happen with or without us. And, you know, they look happy. Would you know if you were dreaming right now? Oh, really, would you? Well, check your watch. Look at something else. Check your watch or clock again. If you are inside a dream, your watch will display a completely different time when you look back at it. Remember to check frequently. That's from the Sheffield City Council. So this is good advice. Make sure to keep checking your watch so that you are not dreaming or you're dreaming. But we're a dream within a dream, so you're never going to wake up. Or wake up, maybe. We exist, we don't exist. We're here, we're not here. We're everything, we're nothing. We're nowhere, we're everywhere. It's confusing. This is me. Creative people need time to sit around and do nothing. Well, I've got like ants in my pants, so it doesn't really work, but I have to sit down and think quietly in a quiet environment to think about stuff, especially concerning what I do on YouTube, because this is how it does. Oops, broke through the illusion. Ripped straight through the construct. Oh, shitty shit. It's a simulacrum. Bollocks. A young man's guide to France. So is that normal for a young boy to sneak looks at women's knickers? No, it's really disgusting, isn't it, guys? Yeah, I never would have done that as a boy, me. Culture and local customs. What, Ward? Batman, holy sardine cans, Batman, you've got a pink mask on. Oh, Ward, Robin, there's something I've been meaning to tell you, and the real reason for your employment. What is it, Batman? Holy sardine cans, Batman, you don't mean... Yes, I mean... Dun, dun, dun! Lord of the Jungle, Link Ray. You may not be familiar with Link Ray, but he's probably as good as Jimi Hendrix on the guitar. Not at this period, but later, the Rumble, YouTube, Link Ray. The best song in the history of songs. So here's the founder of the Rolling Stones. Didn't actually get to see him at age 90 on stage, did he? Because he killed him in a swimming pool. Fresh water in his lungs, but he says he drowned with salt water. I can't remember which way around it was. But anyway, it's very dodgy. Now, didn't Brian Jones look like a shit took a shit? Look at his bags from all the drugs and access. It's really not on. I had a Vox amp when I was young. The Beatles used Vox. I think Marshall are better, but oh, fuck me, are they loud? Oh, my God. Talking about shaking the windows. I love a good amplifier, and I love a good set of speakers. That's me, though. Here's Elvis Presley giving some good advice. Hard drugs made me a better person. Well, I did, because once you get off them, you're never going to go back on them again, and then it makes you a better person. So for that, got the T-shirt. I don't have to go there again. Brilliant. Fuck, I left my keys upstairs. That can happen. So what do ladies think about it at night when they go to sleep? It might not be true for all ladies, but this lady's thinking dick. Oh, sweet dick. That might be true. That might be not. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't go to bed like at night going, oh, titties. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do. So, birds. Imagine waking up in the morning, being Rod Taylor, and having loads of birds on your roof. It wouldn't be so bad. You got Tippi Hedren, and she's totally batshit bonkers crazy, as you know. She kept a lion with a daughter, fucking Melanie Griffith, who said in Working Girl, the movie, she had a bod built for sin. So I remember that bit. Listen to this shit without drugs. So how the fuck are you supposed to listen to Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, or Dark Side of the Moon without drugs? Because it wouldn't make any sense. First time I ever listened to Pink Floyd whilst under the influence, it all made sense. Everything started to make sense. So how long have I been going? I started at 9:30. I've been going 2 hours. I won't be going too much longer. Brian Jones, he's dead, yes. Unfortunately so. ZYX. ZYX. So let me come back for a minute. I don't have to share these just at the moment. I've got to interact. Any questions or anything for any of you guys? It's been such a busy week. Nearly 600 of you here, nearly 2 hours. Awesome. Juicy and Lucy, since Friday night, Martin. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. I've said millions of hours of words on fucking YouTube with people listening. God. Maguvelli, Lynn, with my mouth as well. Okay, now. Lynn, Matt, good to see you. I ain't saying nothing, ladies. Listen, guys, all of that was others that made that, not me. I'm just presenting and showing you how weird the world is, yeah? Jessica? I love Link Ray. Oh, Jessica, how good, how fucking unreal is he in the Rumble video? He's just eating the music, the reverb, like, he's like, eat that music, feel that, fucking feel that. Oh my God, Dan. You have to go watch it to appreciate it, I'm afraid, guys. It's Jimmy Page's of Led Zeppelin's favorite ever song. He tries to do it himself, but he fails woefully because he's not as good as Link Ray. Crafty Kim, good to see you. He is the archetypical rock star. He chews gum, he looks like a rock god, and he plays like a demon. The guy's awesome. And it looks like, you know, the women would like him, and he'd like women. So that's good. Some drugs and drugs. Immortal, I couldn't agree more. And it's all gone to shit these days. It's all chemicals and all of that. It's all nasty. I wouldn't want to know. Even I'd hate to be young in this day and age. God, in the 70s and the 80s when I started out, everything was awesome, strong as fuck. Charles, I know I went to shit in an handbag. I agree. Everyone should take LSD as once. I think LSD, if you live your whole life without taking LSD and die without taking LSD, I would put it as the same as dying without having sex. Because I think it's one of the best things I ever did in my life. And I mean that. People from New York made Wales. No, people from Wales made New York. Almost right, Whaley. It's just the other way around. Carl, Spitfire. I've talked about this before. Welsh actually owned New York before Peter, the Dutchman. Some say Brian Jones became another star. That's very possible, Carl, that they do that with a lot of them. Which one did he come? Iggy Pop. Did he become Jennifer Aniston? Alva Billy, good to see my bro. I'd like to congratulate Drugs for winning the war on drugs. Me too. Well done, well done. It's always good to see a victor in this. Dallas Fowler's in the house. Censorship exists everywhere nowadays. Yeah, I got to be careful what I say, and I always am now. I always watch my P's and Q's and stuff. Don't show any nudity or say anything about anything. But I don't anyway say stuff about people or anything anyway, so I'm good. Anyway, 500 of you watching. I'm going to be cutting out actually very soon. I'm going to show a couple more images, but I'm getting proper tired. I've been 3 big posts in 24-hour span. I'm getting a bit talked out. But thanks for everyone who's been watching Flat Earth British. Thanks for everyone. Do subscribe if you're new to my channel. I know some of you have come over from Rise Above. That was awesome, that show. I'll go on there again. And today with Jason, which was an awesome show. So 3 really goods. Really good. You're right. Oh, I know. I can show you the evidence. Shrooms and peyote. Dallas Fowler. He's a supporter of such things. Julia and Magavelli. Crafty Kim. We need a cuppa. I need a cuppa. And Jess. Oh, and Lisa's in the house. Hi, Lisa. Truth tellers are the sexiest people. Let's read this sexy talk. Are the sexiest people there is. Martin, in my opinion, hey, Martin from across the pond. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, man, truthers are definitely the sexiest. Well, for a start off, you haven't got to ask the obvious question, which is, are you or are you not? Concerning things that went on a few years ago. So there's all that. That's a definite biggie. Kimosabi. Me and friend Kimo Sabi never ever have a woman. Did you know that I can speak Navajo? Tomwaka Tangiangiu Chikimanga, Ranukanangiangiu Chikimanga. Did you know that? Yeah, man. Me and friend Kimo Sabi. Lena Rusted, good to see you. I used to have a toy Roy Rogers, Hi-Ho Silver Away with a horse, and it was fucking brilliant. I loved it. My mother went and bought me a Tonto. I was like, I didn't want a Tonto. She said, well, you got a Tonto and you play with him now. Oh, yeah, well, I was like doubling him up with Action Men. You know, don't worry about it. Eric, good to see you. They have doubles, these actors. I do believe that as well. And Pamela Swan, who's been linking me up and trying to help me for the last day or so, has been bringing support, sharing my shit and my links for my PayPal. Just try and get me some PayPals and all the other things. My website as well. I got a website. I enjoyed your Rise Above and Jason today. So yeah, it's been a bumper weekend of truth, no doubt about it. There was a few incredible things on Jason's that came out. Jessica, what are you saying about John? Thanks again. Come over. John Levy might be here watching. Let's just think that he is. We love you, John Levy. Where are you, John Levy? And what's that video where you said the Earth was fucking on the moon? 3 shows in 24 hours and then lifted it. Each to their own. I think it's all worth, anything's worth looking at, guys. You just don't have to take it. You just use the sermon, don't you? Take it or you leave it. It's just me. It's just personally. I just need like evidence for anything. That's just me. And logic. I use logical conclusions, obviously, and my deductive skills because I'm like a proper detective. Yeah, I think I'll go into air crash investigations, but I might stumble upon some things that they won't really be happy about me. So probably won't on that field. David P. Mick probably did both. Ooh, I don't know what you mean by that. Matt McVelly again and Amy. So Wendy, good to see you as well. Oh, thank you for being here, guys. So do you love Saturday nights? They're good fun, aren't they? So we had a good little bit of a giggle, and I went on about Concord. That narrative, I don't remember any of that happening. I don't remember the Russian one. I think that is, Christopher is in the house. Thank you, BioCharisma. Who's Christopher? You may know Chris, who's been on my channel as well. Thanks. It was a good chat. Jason let me just run my mouth off and present stuff. So it went well. It went really well. I do appreciate that. So Shiva Shampooage, and he gives me his platform with 2,000 people there as well, which is kind. Martin, you have been hardcore. 3 lives in a row. Great stuff. I am trying, Shiva. Thanks, my brother. It is a bit, I am a bit now. Charles Simmons, Niven's video on Bush looking like Manson. Yeah. Like George, like Charles Manson. Yeah, I know. I see that. There are similarities, but do I think it's happening? I don't know. It's actors, isn't it? It's hard to say with anything anymore what's real. And it's getting worse as well on the internet. Hi, Teresa, with their fucking AI. There's somebody on Facebook the other day I looked at their group, Satarian group. 95% of their images were AI, and they had no shame in doing it. I thought, oh, fucking hell, that's not good. So I'm just going AI after every picture because she couldn't tell a difference for some reason. Oh, I didn't give a shit, just spreading fucking bullshit and staying away from I'm fucking up the Tatarian narrative. Across the pond, just love it. Thank you somewhere in time, sweetness, angel. We are energy. Abracadabra. Kimosabi, did you mean? Yeah, Kimosabi was what Tonto said, wasn't it? And Dallas. Martin will always be. I don't think there was anything dodgy going on with Roy Rogers, what's his name, and Tonto at all. No need to jump to conclusions, guys. Martin will always be my friend, and I will always meet next time. He is 6 hours from where I live. Oh, thanks, Dallas. Next time I'm in Texas, bro, you make sure you come and see me. I've been at Dallas loads, as you know, and Fort Worth and all that area. Stay there shitloads. Charles and Texas, it's got a special place in there for me. Special place in my heart. Jason Green, good to see you. And Louis, I'm definitely a Southerner. I definitely got Confederate fucking flag through me like a stick of rock. Because it's very Welsh. Confederates is a very Welsh thing to be. Yeah, man. General Lee. Yeah. Our princess is Dukes of Hazzard, we just said. Wendy, good to see you. And thanks for everybody being here. I'm getting tired now. I'm starting to gabble stuff and just say words. So, yeah, I have wrote 2 books, The Holy Grail of a Flat Earth and The Holy Grail of the Great Reset. You can find them on my website down below in the descriptions box. They are everywhere, Barnes & Noble and Waterstones and every single book outlet in the world, apparently. Your accent is a cross between a Scouse and a Cockney. Yeah, I've been told. But Cardiff people are like Welsh Cockneys. And North Wales is more Scouse. But I've talked to people and said, in Britain, you know, like in Cornwall, for example, and said, guess where I'm from then? It was like, oh, it's easy, you're Scouser. Well, fucking not a Scouser. You said I'm a Scouser. You looking at me? Divided we fall. Hi-ho, silver away. If you look at the beginning of Hi-ho, silver away, the intro to the program, you can see a US tank behind the trees. The horse is actually chasing, and you can still see the tank. Have a look at the intro. You'll see, hi-ho, silver away. And then you see the US tank. It's like, I don't think they had them in cowboy days. You were amazing on Archaics. Thank you. Everyone's very happy with what I did today. And I'm very happy with what I did today. Oh, there's my bro there. Sikib. Good to see you, my brother. Oh, everybody's here. So, yeah, big shout. Universal Wiggly Flat Thumbs. I'm going to go in because my back is literally in 2 pieces at the moment. Chevy Chase for Welsh Dutch Prime Minister of Fuckery. Yeah, that and more. Something in the silver. What was his horse's name? Oh, Silver. Oh, yeah. Thank you for doing that, Pamela Swan. Thank you for everybody that is supportive. Fletch out of Depeche Mode died, didn't he, Fletcher? That was a shame. He was a good synthesized player. Yeah, likes free, support Martin. Thank you, Perfectly Imperfect. I love your name, by the way. That's what we should be, perfectly imperfect. Susie and the Banshees, seen Susie. City of Dust, fucking classic. Machiavelli, really, really fancied Susie when I was young. But like Becky Bondage was better. Yeah, sure. Oh, Laurie, how much peace and love can there be in one place at one time? Just a shit tons. Just imagine it just raining love. And then just like getting wet with love buzz. And do you know that tickly feeling you're feeling in your belly right now? Do you know what that is? The excitement. That's Flight of British Buzz. It's what you get on a Saturday night when you've been here. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and all those other groovy things. Support me if you think I'm worthy. And everything else that they do on YouTube, that other people do on YouTube, that I'm trying to do on YouTube. Does that even make any sense? Fuck yeah. Wiggly flat first. I've been going nearly 3 hours as well, or 2.5 hours. Elderberries, yeah, lots of elderberries. This is elderberry, but it's a bit too gassy. Gently sparkling elderberry. I'm not product placing. I am flogging these mushroom compounds, herbal things for some good dude, and then in my descriptions box. I don't know if anything's happening with them, actually. Never hear anything. Life for real. Hugs from Spain. Hola. And Shiva, my brother. Great show is awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you're all happy. I'm glad everybody's happy with all of the richness and beautiful truths. And you've literally been spoiled today for good truthness with Jason and all this. It's been brilliant. Thank you all so much. Have a Guinness. No, I haven't got any here, Bob. I haven't been drinking, full stop, mate. I'm not really in the mood. Got to be in the mood to have a Guinness. Rain in love, Adam. Rain in love. Okay, fair. Okay, I got to shoot off. Thank you, Marianne. Lovely dimples. Okay, thank you. You're so kind, all of you. I got to get going. And there's my interview last night as well. I'll be Jason earlier. My voice is going. I'll be back very soon. Keep an eye on my community page for everything that's happening in the Flat Earth British community. I'll keep you all updated in my community page, all right? And I'll be back as soon as. Stay epic and keep that vibration up. Okay. True Finny. And ignore the MK Ultra.